We begin by acknowledging and paying our respects to the people of the Kulin Nation.
The traditional custodians of the land upon which Trinity College is situated.
We pay our respects to all elders of Indigenous students who call Trinity College home.
We also acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders present today,
as well as those members of the Trinity College wider community.
Thank you, and now I would like to introduce the CEO and Warden of Trinity College, Professor Ken Hinchcliffe.
Good morning. And welcome to Trinity College. My name's Ken Hinchcliffe, and I've got the pleasure of being the 8th Warden of Trinity College. Trinity was established in 1872 as an affiliated residential college of the University of Melbourne. And because of that, we are the oldest college at the University of Melbourne and the second oldest in Australia. We have over 8,000 living alumni. But these are strange times. Ordinarily on open day, I'd have the pleasure of welcoming over 1,000 people onto our campus in Parkville. But today, of course, things are very much different. But you're going to learn a lot about Trinity today. You're going to learn about our academic and social programs, our sport, our vibrant and supportive learning community on the Parkville campus. And opportunities for you at Trinity are endless. Students can pursue interests in music, sport, cultural, spiritual activities. They can undertake some entrepreneurial programs, and they can develop leadership skills. But in these exceptional times, I'd like to highlight what I think is the most important thing about Trinity, and that is that Trinity is a supportive, purposeful community of young people making the transition from teenagers to adults, the transition to independent life. And at Trinity, these wonderful young people will join just such a community, regardless of whether they are attending the University of Melbourne by walking across Tin Alley and sitting in a lecture theatre, and hopefully that will happen soon, or whether they're doing it by sitting at a computer in their desk in their room in Trinity. They will still be members of the Trinity community, and that's what's going to be really valuable next year as we navigate our way through these uncertain times. At this time, nothing is more important than allowing young people to grow and flourish in a supportive community of their peers. And that is what Trinity is. I'll now pass over to the Dean of the Residential College, Ms. Leona Yonganellis, for the rest of the program. Thank you so much for attending today.
Thank you, Ken. And thank you to our wonderful people with an extraordinary welcome for all of you who have joined us today. It's wonderful to have you. And I, like Ken, would so love you to be on our campus, but I'm very excited about the fact that you will probably be on the campus next year. So my name's Leonie Jonganellis, and I am the Dean of this extraordinary place. And I have some panelists with me. Chris Greaves is our admissions officer. We have Jeremy Hand, we have Saskia, and we have Will. Now, these young people are all college members and they're all on campus at the moment. And so despite these extraordinary times, as Ken has said, they're still enjoying every moment of their college life. Now, we can take some chat if we get some time a little later. So you've got a chat function. Pop some questions in that chat bar and we'll get to them a little later. Also, could you have your speakers on mute? And we will be recording this, so we will actually send that out to you a little later as well. So let's get started. Trinity College, a home away from home. This is a place where you get to live, you get your bedroom, you get fed great food, you share bathrooms just like a supportive home. But it is so much more than just a place to live. And I'm just going to start sharing with you some of the exciting things that await you at Trinity. Now, I'm actually going to cover off on our serious stuff first because it's really important. And if we've got parents with us today, I know you're going to want to know about these types of things. And we'll move into the fun stuff in a little minute. But first of all, what is the value add of Trinity? Our academic program, our academic support is an in-depth academic program that I'm going to ask Jeremy to maybe tell us a little bit about how you use it.
So at Trinity, each semester we have the opportunity to sign up for tutorials And these tutorials provide just extra support when it comes to your academic studies. The Trinity College it's such a awesome opportunity to be surrounded by experts in the field. For instance, this semester, for reference, at university, you tend to do 4 subjects a semester, and for this semester, I've chosen to do three subject tutorials at college, and each week we have a 1 hour session per subject, and it provides a really strong founding and support base for my studies. As well as that, though, there's not just the tutorials. If you have any issues throughout the year, the academic support team is always there to help you, whether that's, questions about your course, what subjects to take. They're really there and they know what they're doing. It's an awesome team and they're really friendly too.
Thank you, Jeremy. That's fantastic. I did just want to mention one thing about the academic program as well. And Jeremy, you might have experienced this yourself, but stepping as Year 12 students, just coming out of your ATAR, you're fantastic at studying. You know how to do this. You've got it and you'll have it for the end of this year. I know you will. But stepping from your ATAR study, your high school study, to university study, it is different. The academic writing is different. Jeremy, did you get any help and support on transitioning across? Because people can waste a whole term or semester learning how to navigate the university courses.
Yeah, as Leonie said, it can be a big jump to transition from school learning to university. It is university learning. There's a lot more independent study that happens there, and so it was such a. I know for a lot of my friends, they did quite struggle with the adjustment. However, that learning curve really was helped. The academic support team, they know this and they're there to help you when it comes to these things. They provide the support. There's extra tutorials, there's study tutorials just to teach you, different study techniques that are more appropriate for university.
Thanks so much, Jeremy. That's fabulous. Now, of course, we also have a very strong pastoral care program looking after your health and your well-being. So all of the people who live on the campus, I live on the campus, Chris lives on the campus, and we have a Dean of Student Experience who lives on the campus, plus all of our resident advisors. We'll talk about a little bit about that in a moment, all about the people who look after you. But these people are all mental health trained, along with our students. We have key student leaders and student coordinators who live on corridors. They're mental health trained. They are first aid trained. They cover off on bystander, all sorts of community living skills that are needed in helping a community to come together. They're trained in this, they're experienced, and they're very good at it. And it really helps our community come together and learn to share, because of course nobody comes knowing everything about how to live with lots of different people. This is a learning curve. So the pastoral care support team offer a range of services that look after you and help direct you to the sort of support you might need at any time whilst you're on campus. So I think what we might do is get into some of the fun stuff now, because I know maybe parents are interested in the more serious, but you guys are being pretty serious at the moment. So let's talk about a bit of the stuff that you can really look forward to at college. So I'm talking clubs, societies, intercollegiate sport, social sport, extraordinary range of activities. And I'm going to ask Saskia. Saskia, can you tell us a little bit about the stuff that you do at college?
Well, obviously this year was a little different, but there are so many opportunities for whatever you're interested in. You can go in for plays, musicals, like Leonie said, collegiate sport, intercollegiate sport, social sport. There are so many different opportunities for whatever you want to do, anything you're interested in. And if you do want to take the initiative to start up your own club, I know people who are doing it, and I'm actually doing it myself. So if you want to do that, college will give you the opportunity and the space for you to grow in whatever way, both academically, like Jeremy said, but also with the fun stuff. And sorry. No,
thanks, Saskia. I was just going to ask if, I'm going to ask the three of you, maybe Jeremy, anything unusual you do here that's not normal? Like everybody knows about hockey, everybody knows about soccer, football. Anything that we do here that has been a little different for you?
Well, one sport that I was introduced to in O Week that I found really interesting, and I hadn't come across it before, was Burunjan, and it's an Aboriginal Australian sport that it was so much fun to play. And I remember in O Week we had everyone out there playing it. As I said, it's something I hadn't come across before, and it was an awesome experience.
Thank you, Jeremy. That is, I thought that was a really fantastic game as well. Will, I'm going to bring you in here. What do you get up to at Trinity for fun and relaxation, Will?
Well, obviously, at the moment, it's a bit different, but like Saskia said, but normally, obviously, there's tons of sports to play. Like we've got a basketball court, tennis court that kind of like turns into both volleyball. We've got a wonderful pool that we can just like kind of sit out there, relax on a nice summer's day. Also play a little bit of football out there as well if you want to. Plenty of like relaxation kind of spots as well, you know, whether that's in the library, whether that's just chilling around the campus. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks, Will. And Saskia, I'm not sure if you've noticed, because we're all on the campus at the moment, but often on the bull on a beautiful afternoon, we've even got things like boule and croquet, and we've got our weights and stuff out there happening. So there's quite a lot of different things that go on. Have you had a nice afternoon out there?
I love spending. I feel like I'm most unproductive on the days I get to spend on the bull because I'm so relaxed and there's so much happening. It's a good break though. I enjoy it. The other day I saw somebody playing golf.
Yeah.
And that was a new one.
We have to have special little balls for the golf because we can't. But yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful space that we actually have. And in fact, that will lead us into our tour. I'm going to ask Chris to share our tour video, and Jasmine, one of our students, walks you through the absolutely, truly beautiful campus here at Pastoral.
Hey everyone, I'm Jasmine, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick tour of Trinity College. This is our beautiful dining hall. We have our formal dinners here a few nights a week and also many of our events. We get to wear our academic gowns, which is a really lovely tradition. This is our cafeteria where we get breakfast and lunch. We have a salad and sandwich bar. And this is where we get our hot food from our lovely kitchen staff. This is our incredible new building, which opened up only just this year. And we've got this great common space for all of our social activities and functions. We have many communal study spaces to use on campus. This is one of our comfy new rooms, which you can make your little home for the year. And here is one of our shared bathrooms. And we've got laundry facilities on every floor. We have a few buildings with student rooms, so let me show you inside another one. Your corridor kind of becomes like your family for the year. You do lots of fun activities together, like corridor dinners and some events, and there's a student leader on every corridor for support and to help you feel at home. Hey Oscar.
Hey Dad.
We're lucky to have such amazing grounds and facilities here at Trinity College, and so many opportunities to get involved to really enrich your university experience. And of course, you can make heaps of friends by getting involved in intercollegiate sports, the play and the musical. So if you're thinking about studying at the University of Melbourne, which is just over there by the way, we'd love to have you at Trinity College. So take care, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
My apologies. Right, I hope you enjoyed that tour. You can see that we really do live in an extraordinarily beautiful part of Melbourne, right on the doorstep of the University of Melbourne. And one of the things that you might have seen on that video is about our corridors, our community, our friendships. Coming to college is about building your own network, finding your own people here, and you will find them. Our community is unbelievably diverse. We don't seek a type. This is maybe a question that's in your head. Who can apply to Trinity? Who does Trinity want? Let me tell you, we want you. We want every type of young person But those young people, you need to be passionate about something. Trinity is full of people who have a passion about something. We don't want you to be passionate about the same thing. We want you to be you. We want you to be an introvert. We want you to be extrovert. We want you to just love something you do. And we want you to want something from Trinity. You bring something to give to the community and you learn something to bring from the community. Now, I'm just going to ask Jeremy. Jeremy, often people, it's like a big step. We're going from high school, support from our parents, to our brand new world. We're going to take a leap from being looked after to becoming independent. Of course, one of the great things about Trinity is there's a really good support network underneath that leap of independence. But tell me, what is it like coming to Trinity? Were you frightened? Were you anxious?
Of course, when I remember, on my way here before on move-in day, sort of the drive, there was this sort of feeling in my stomach, nervousness. I didn't know many people that were going to be there as well, and it was I thought, how is this going to go for me? But before I'd even walked in the front gates, there was students, welcoming us in, taking our luggage for us, guiding us to our rooms. It was and it was sort of then and there that I realised that this value of inclusivity around the college was held fast and held true. It was such a nice network that was formed, and even within O Week and beyond that, as you might have seen in the video, then your corridor becomes like a family to you. There's challenges, of course. Another learning curve is that step to sort of independent living. Shampoo doesn't just magically appear in the bathroom anymore. You've got to manage that yourself now. But yeah, your corridor becomes like a family to you. I was lucky enough to be in our new building this year, which you saw some gorgeous pictures of in the video before, and we're on corridors with 25 other people. It's such a lovely experience, really.
Thank you, Jeremy. And I'm just going to ask Saskia, O Week. What is O Week, Saskia?
O Week is literally the best experience you will ever have. It is so energetic, and there's so much happening. It's such a good in-between phase between moving from home and all that nervousness that you have and going into uni and starting your classes. It's the best way for you to make friends. It's the best way for you to meet people. And trust me, the friends you make in O Week are most likely going to be your friends for life. They're stuck with you, and that's that.
Thank you. That's great, Saskia. So shared experience, isn't it? It's really about getting some shared experiences so you've got something to talk about and feel like you belong. Will, you've been here a little longer. I'm going to call on you and ask you, tell us a little bit about leadership within the corridor. So the corridor becomes your immediate family, the rest of the community becomes your extended family. But tell us a little bit about leadership opportunities as you move through college. First year's all about fun. What's happening in second year?
So essentially after your first year, you want to maybe kind of branch out a little bit and maybe take on some leadership roles. So essentially the kind of, like Jeremy was saying, we have corridors, and there's a SC, which is a student kind of leader of the corridor. Essentially they're your go-to for any of your like needs. If you're feeling, homesick, if you're a bit nervous about a situation, you need some help with uni, or you needed some direction, they're the person that you would go to just to kind of like ask them, hey, you're a second year, you've gone through this before, how do I navigate the situation? And essentially, they're just your go-to person that's a student that kind of gives you an insight to the student life. And then obviously stepping up, there's a few other aspects of leadership, if you want me to go into that as well, unless that's...
Well, we have positions like in clubs and societies, or leaping into the TCA, the senior students and the senior leadership group are all students.
Yeah. Do we talk about that? Well, yeah, so basically there's obviously all the clubs and societies. Essentially they have leaders and their own little like groups of teamwork to kind of make sure those clubs and societies work well. And then also there's the TCAC, which is essentially, I guess you could kind of liken it to the school captains of the college. And they are essentially just a student-run group that kind of is a liaison between the student body and the, I guess, administrative body. And they kind of just help us navigate through, financial stuff, certain events, and all types of other leadership support.
Yes, some extraordinary experiences can be had here, can't they? If you're the treasurer of the TCAC, you are managing a really big budget. Or if you are a part of one of the committees, and first, second and third years can be part of committees, and you're managing very large events. So a lot of skills can be learned through through the opportunities and leadership that's available. Now, some of the other opportunities here are also what we call bursaries. You can see financial support and bursaries sitting on my screen. Now, bursaries are different to scholarships, and our SCs, that's the student coordinators that Will mentioned, student coordinators, they get a small payment which goes towards their fees. We have opportunities in our garden. I know Will is a great gardener and he loves getting outside and supporting the college. There are different ways that you can help support your journey through college. And very quickly, because you will hear me talk again with Chris a little later in the day about the financial support that colleges can give, but Trinity offers millions of dollars to our young people to help them get here, and we have over 1/3 of our young people here in some form of scholarship or bursaries that helps them along their journey at college. So that is again, a bonus add, and you need to have a look at that. Now, of course, the other exciting thing about belonging to a community at college is not just the first to third year journey. And let me tell you, our students stay. We have a very high retention rate. In fact, the highest retention rate across the college row of students wanting to grow first, second and third, and that is because of the opportunities that unfold across each year level. But by the time you get to third year, being able to reach up into our alumni, being able to access some of the extraordinary people who have been at Trinity and now are in leadership positions in their own careers, they reach down, they support us with maybe it's just a cup of coffee you need with one of those people to give you a bit of direction in your career, working out which way you should be going, or it's possibly an internship that they offer, or it's one of our extraordinary alum events. There are so many opportunities with our alum, and it's a really fantastic network that is global. I'm not too sure. Can I ask Jeremy, might you have attended any of our Trinity Connect or had an opportunity yet? I know it's early days in your career here, but have you noticed anything like this happening at the college?
There's so many opportunities. For instance, I saw in the last few days, we've had advertised a Trinity Connect session with one of a student who finished last year in the commerce field. There's plenty of these opportunities to speak to these people who are, certainly can give you some advice on the field that you're looking to pursue.
Great. We're running out of a bit of time now, but I quickly want you to get to see some of our extraordinary alums. So I'm going to ask Chris to go into our alum tour, please.
I came to Trinity from a tiny little country town in central Victoria.
I didn't really know what a college even was.
I was very nervous. I did not know anyone.
And my first experience was great. I mean, stepping through those gates on day one when everyone greets you.
Everyone is in the same boat. No one knows anyone, but everyone wants to make mates.
It's challenging to fully describe what Trinity College is.
It's obviously accommodation, but it's a lot more than that.
It's a bit of a melting pot of just talent and people.
It's a really fun and supportive place to be.
Community of friends, essentially.
From all around Australia, all around the world.
I think it's a place for everyone to grow and learn. And I think to that point, it's a place where you can go and do things that you never thought you would.
Musicals, plays,
drama, singing in an a cappella group,
academic tutorials.
There's a plethora of leadership opportunities.
Almost any sport you can imagine.
I did a lot of volunteer tutoring. The list kind of goes on and on. The friends that I made and the relationships I made and the people I got to meet opened me up to many experiences and opportunities that I never would have otherwise.
Honestly, it's an incredibly enriching place to live. You develop academically, socially, emotionally, professionally, having that attitude, that mindset that I can take forward into the future that will really, I guess, help me, live what I hope to be a more enriching and engaging and exciting life than I would have if I hadn't have gone to college.
You do belong in a place like Trinity, and there's so many things that it can offer you, and if that's that's where you want to be, then you should reach out and you should go for it.
You absolutely do belong at a place like Trinity. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to skip our Q&A because we're running out of time. But please, Chris is about to talk to you for a moment about applying, and also that address down there, you can put your questions into an email and I promise you we will get back to you. And we'd also love to have you on a personal tour. So Chris, could you quickly have a chat about applying?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Thanks very much for joining. I've collated all the questions that have come through to Q&A, so I will respond to you all personally. Very quickly about the application process. We are in the middle of our application season at the moment. I can see some really familiar names who've joined us today, so welcome back. Some of you have already applied, some of you were thinking about applying. The sooner you get your applications in, the sooner we can start collecting your references, your personal statements, and getting you in for an interview. Trinity, we are a selective college, but as Leonie says, we're looking for passionate people. One question just came in and says, how do we differentiate, and what differentiates Trinity from other colleges? I would say it's the diversity, the friendship, and the incredible passion. We're looking for academically gifted people. That's a given. So make sure that you're pushing yourself academically, but we are also looking for people who give back and people who want to give back to the community. So make sure you prepare for your interview well. Think about all of the experiences that you've had in your life up until now. Make sure you detail those, submit your application, and we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much, Chris. And everybody, all the best for your exams. When Chris says academically gifted, he means get yourself an offer to the University of Melbourne, because we want you here when you do. So drop us an email. Very best of luck. Keep studying. It seriously is so worth it, because next year, undergraduate degree, Trinity College, the best years of your life. Goodbye. Thank you for your time and the best of luck. Bye. Thank you to our panelists as well. Thank you very much.